Greetings, Bill here. It is May the 9th, 2022. I honed up a razor today. This was the Razor Sabre France Veni Vidi Vici. I saw, I conquered razor, which is made in this blank form that I like. It's an old French type thumb notch blank form. This particular piece is a more recent forging, I believe. It is forged in 52-100 steel, which is originally a ball bearing steel. It is the steel that is the choice, the high carbon steel of choice by famous knife maker Bob Kramer, and he likes it. It is the steel that he used when he achieved his master bladesmith certification, because that is a steel that when worked properly has great flexibility and great edge retention. And I have a couple of 52-100 steel kitchen knives here, and the edge on those just lasts and lasts and lasts longer than anything else I've got. Anyhow, this piece I got, and I thought I had asked for a rehone on it, and the guy from Razor Sabre France is no longer in France. He's back in Turkey, which is his homeland. Moved his stuff back in there, and he normally instructs that his razors be sold without rehoning, and he gets a good edge. I have two other ones, and they came in with the factory edge, and they shaved very, very well. One better than the other. Okay, so he, like all of us, doesn't always achieve the pinnacle on every piece they work, and it's not a big deal for me. I know that some of the Jared haters would whine and scream about something, but for me, if you're going to shave with straight razors, you need to learn how to sharpen them yourself. So it's not of any consequence to me whether it was not to my liking from Razor Sabre France, or the dealer had rehoned it and that was not to my size. It just doesn't matter, because at some point in time, if you have a straight razor, you're going to have to hone it. So I also wanted to try out my new stones. So on this piece, the progression I went with the, this has the long dimension curve. The shorter dimension curve is this way on the elliptical plate. I took that. There was a little bit of stuff on the edge I didn't really like, and I dragged it across glass so that the edge had been blunted, and I established an apex on this soft arc first. Okay, then what I did was I went to the hard arc. Okay, and I kind of worked that same pattern a little bit, and you know, at this stage in the game, it doesn't take a lot of work going from one step to another, because you're all so very, very close, and so very little work will change from one facet to another, because it's so very, very thin, okay, out there at that edge. Okay, then what I did was I took my new soft arc on the short radius to do the back bevel. I did that, and then I went back to the black arc, and then I went to the Nano at 12K, which is convexed on the longer radius. And you know, I went through the first step of stropping on balsa, and I thought, okay, I'm just not sure this is, when I did my little packing peanut test with where I do for a push cut in it. I thought I should be better than that, and rather than to go through that whole progression on the balsa strops, I figured, okay, I'm going to go back again. So what I did was I just figured, okay, well, let me pull out my short radius cauticule and redo the back bevel, which I did. Okay, and having gone through that, and then I went back to the longer radius arcs. Actually, I didn't go to the soft. I went right back to the hard because while I was getting close to reaching the edge on this in some places, it didn't need to go back to the soft arc on the longer radius. Now, this razor is probably, aside from the China Wonders, this is probably one of the wonkiest razors I have. Okay, and I didn't realize it until after I had worked it and I started looking at it. But it's it's no secret that a lot of razors from France aren't straight. Okay, and I think the French attitude is kind of like, well, dude, if you can't hone it, then go buy your razor somewhere else because we can hone it. So anyhow, the grinding on this, for the price, with the spine work on it, and it's just a beautiful piece, and for 200 and some bucks. But you do need to be aware that these are not easy to hone. Unless you have stuff like this, and then it's easy. So honing is not easy until it's easy. One thing I noticed, I think that the cauticule is a little bit more prone to, because I'm not sure why, but I think it's a little bit more prone as you're thinning that end of the bevel out. I think it's a little bit more prone to cause a chip out than the Arkansas is. So for me right now, okay, and I'll play around, and because I did notice the synthetic stones also had some of the same tendency to easily cause a chip out like the cauticule did. This is pretty smooth, and it has a moderately good speed. Okay, I could go with these two stones, and I do like the Nano 12K. I do like that. It is a smooth feel as you're going through the honing, and I do like it. Then I went through my strop progression. I have, I went with Dovo green, Dovo red, and all these are radiused, or on the ellipse plate on the long radius. Dovo black. So this is the combination red and black, and then this is the Dovo green that was sold separately. And then I went to the CBN strops, where I have half micron, quarter micron, and 10th micron. And it doesn't take much stuff abrasive to get on these. But as you go through this, once you hit the CBN strops, and then the sound that you're getting in the razor really comes up, and it really starts to ring a lot. And then my final thing that I like to do is I do like this bench rue from, and I've bought some rue on. I'm not getting the same result with that I am with this, but I do like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and I do this with, I set the one side down, and I make my last finishing strokes with this, and this really brings that edge to a point where it just on my test, I don't do a hanging hair test. I don't know what happens. even my arm hairs, looks like nothing comes off. But this test here, where it just, it just goes right in there. I mean, there's just no resistance at this point at all. Whereas if this was not sharp, you would see it would kind of bounce. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out. I'm going to do a quick shave with this because I started a shave with this the last time. I was a little bit disappointed and decided I was going to come back and I was going to hone this. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll do a shave. I'm going to try and get that shave quick on camera, and then I'll post this stuff up in the honing section and in the convex honing section, maybe in the shave of the day. I don't know. Let's see how this all comes out. So until I'm back there shaving, we'll talk to you. Hey, it's Bill back again for the razor test. I went ahead and put some lather on my face and kind of like a pre-shave. I'm just using like the work off lather, where I work off anything that gets to the end, or it's other people, I think they call this stuff clown puke or whatever. For me, work off comes from a term in one of the businesses I was in that supported printing, the ink business. Work off was our mistakes, and we tried to turn it back into a good sale of our product, or it was something that we work off where you took the stuff and you threw it into black, and black ink would take a certain percentage of almost anything. And one guy termed it, it's like, he says, one of my mentors, he says, when he was talking about keeping things pure, he would say, you can't do that. That's like spitting in the soup. And then for work off, it was like, nobody noticed. It's like peeing in the ocean. So, okay, that's the soap. Test of the razor. I shaved with a cousin to this. I had to back it up. I had to pull this one out of the game. This doesn't seem as noisy as the other one, but man, this is every bit as smooth as that one is. Fresh off the hones, it may be cutting just a little bit better. Bit early for me to tell if the short radius convexed soft arc provides some sort of a benefit that is tangible in the feel of the shave for me. So far, I know it's, I do like what I'm getting in the use of it. Let me see if I can do this in a two-pass shave. One with, once against. So that razor's good to go now. But what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to, next time I get on, before I take on some of the razors that I have a couple of vintage pieces that I wanted to get honed up. And before I take those on, I think I'll take $2 gold, or maybe I'm not sure what I'll do, how I'll do it. But maybe I'll do some tests to see if I can tell the difference with the performance of synthetic stones against the. I did that once before, and I think the biggest difference was that I think the finishing on the diamond spray was a little bit more harsh. I have this love for French razors. These are probably a little more difficult to hone up. Maybe not. The edge seems a little softer. Less rigid than that C135 lead hardened high carbon steel that TR's Assard uses. So I think 2 pads is going to do it on there. I'm pretty satisfied with that edge now. And again, for me, straight razor shaving was, and a lot of people, it's like you do need to figure on honing. You know, if you don't, you should just use a Chevette. You change the blade. Because whether you get it shave ready, get a straight razor shave ready from wherever, okay, sooner or later it's going to need honing. Okay, and if you want to be beholden to send it to somebody else, that's okay. That's okay. It's I wouldn't have a problem with anybody that does that. That's just not me. For my razor's dull, I wanted to be able to hone it up. Lucky Tiger aftershave face tonic. And since it's getting to be the end of the day, lime, good evening scent with menthol. I just splashed this on. This is not the best lime smell, but it's a little reminiscent of candy to me. But that doesn't bother me. I just like the smell of it. It's a very fresh, refreshing thing that you can just pile on, spray it on. So that's the shave. That's the honing of the razor. Oh, didn't wear it, but I do have the new shave shirt. Shaving Cadre official shave shirt with the excess lather storage. So we'll use that on another day. But I'm posting this video up at the Shaving Cadre, www.theshavingcadre.com. Like on YouTube. That's me, Bill M. That's my buddy, Max Headroom. Check out the forum. A lot of good guys that make plenty of good video content. I usually don't run down the names because I'll forget some. But Lukey3262, Long Haul Tanker, Barber Dave, Nurse Dave, Spider, Major Rich. We're making these videos, we do it for fun, to entertain ourselves and entertain each other and to share information. At the Shaving Cadre, you won't find any of the specialists that come in, that swoop in for the beatdown, because you don't do things their way. At the convention, they even let me demonstrate my method of honing, which was refreshing, considering that, believe it or not, I got thrown out of a shaving forum because of how I sharpened my razors. It's like, okay, I look back on it, it wasn't real fun. I look back on it and it's funny to me now. So, but you won't find that kind of beatdown stuff at the Shaving Cadre. Check it out. A lot of fun stuff we're doing. Barber Dave keeps teasing us about where the 2023 convention is. He does say it is going to be somewhere on Earth. And he showed a map. And somebody had zoomed in on that map, and they showed that the map had it was pointing towards Camden, New Jersey. Okay, so, I could drive to Camden, New Jersey, but I'm not sure I want to. And I sure don't want a vacation there. So maybe we need to rethink that spot, like the guy that noticed that said. I forget who you are, but it was great fun. So Bill out here. Until the next time, take care. Bye.